Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's your buddy, Uncle Bruce here. Uh, the channel is called Stock Markets with Bruce. I welcome you to the show. I love this game. I love this game. I like this game. Thank you for joining me today from wherever you are. Say hi to me this morning while the chat is wide open to any of you to say hi. Where are you watching me from? How long have you been watching me? I would love to hear from people who are not members of this channel, who are just casual observers. How long have you been hanging around here? It's good to see you all. I appreciate you joining me. Please subscribe to this channel. If you're just a casual watcher of this channel, you'll be given alerts every time I bring up new shows. Sometimes I go live in the middle of the day when crazy things are happening. So let's talk about that. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for being a follower of this YouTuber. You have many places you can go to hang out. I appreciate that you decided to come here today and join us. Thank you. Couple things. I noticed an article today in the Wall Street Journal talking about someone that they refer to as a Captain Condor. There's a guy named by the name of he goes by the handle Captain Condor, and he is an option writer. Day trading kind of option writer, aggressive, based in Nevada. And he has a following, something called Inside Options, but he's not a YouTuber. He's on something called Slack. And he has memberships that he sells, and people watch him trade on Slack. He tries to go after people that have at least $26,000 in the market and show them how to write options. But what he seems to specialize in are condors on the SPY triple Qs. I got that inference. I'm sure he does much more than that. He can do much more than that. But there was an article written about him in the Wall Street Journal. Very aggressive trading technique. Apparently, the trading is so aggressive with his followers that sometimes premiums on SPY contracts are elevated. And I wanted to make you aware of that because some of you here are credit spread writers and you're doing call credit spreads, which is what I'm begging you to consider doing, way ahead of the campfire. And there may be a time or two or three or four, you never know, where you're going to check the option chain on the SPY triple Qs and of course stocks. You may find that there's some pretty juicy premiums available for you guys to write some calls with some really nice credits, because this group of 1,000 or so option writers may be juicing up premiums from their involvement in options. Just a guess, just an observation from the sidelines. They didn't mention me in the article. They didn't mention any of us in the article in the Wall Street Journal about how this channel specializes in talking to people on how to write stock options and avoid the pitfalls of being just a stockholder and having to subject yourself to the volatility of this market unnecessarily. I didn't get it right. Now, maybe the reason I don't get a write-up is because we're kind of conservative around here. We're not known, and I'm begging you not to be crazy riverboat gamblers. I'm trying to keep you guys on the straight and narrow. And I know for some of you, I bore the crap out of you guys because I don't talk about action trades. Because action trading gets you into big trouble. And Johnny come lately, some people come and go. You hear about them for a while, and then you don't hear about them ever again. I don't want that to be any of you guys. I want you guys to be steady Eddie generators of money and wealth to grow your value, your account values, your retirement accounts, grow your cash flow, quit your day job, and be able to sleep at night at the same time. Just a guy in front of a computer just trying to tell you what's going on out there and keep you from getting into trouble. That's kind of my compliance background kicking in, because as an ex-branch manager and vice president of a brokerage firm, my job was to be the chief compliance officer of my branch and my brokers, and with my operations manager, my right-hand guy, the two of us were we were known as Mr. Bad News because we would hold brokers back from pushing clients into too many risky trades. And my brokers hated me for it because it cost them easy commissions. They had riverboat gamblers they wanted to put into all kinds of speculative oil and gas stocks back in the day. And my operations manager and I, we would do due diligence on these stocks, these companies, and find all kinds of irregularities, filing irregularities, financial irregularities, reporting issues, fines from exchanges, SEC problems, blah, blah, blah. And we would hold our brokers back and tell them you can't buy that stock for your clients. We will not allow you to hold these securities in our house accounts. And they hated us for it. They hated us. But then when the stock collapsed, eventually, when the shares eventually died, they would grudgingly go, oh, you're kind of right on that one. Yeah, more right than not. Welcome to this party we're in today. We have a situation here. We've got a little situation. China is saying to the White House, we'll negotiate tariffs with you, but you have to call us first. And you have to give us respect. And you have to stop teasing us. And you have to stop bad-mouthing us. Oh, and we also want you to tell the world and commit to us that Taiwan is ours up front, or we're not negotiating. Trump is saying, screw you, China. Here's your tariff. Eat this. And we're not interested in dealing with you guys. I'm going to hold Americans hostage. The American consumer is being held hostage. You cannot buy Chinese goods without paying a 145% tariff. And many Americans are not ordering anything from China, period. The rest of the world is looking in on this going, what a pissing match we've got going on here. Better to have this as a pissing match than actual bullets and missiles and you name it. But one could lead to another, couldn't it? This is not necessarily a healthy thing. In any event, the pissing match is on. The rest of the planet is watching, and the rest of the planet is asking itself, what should we be doing? And one of the things the rest of the planet is doing, which includes the G20, except for China and the United States, the G20 out there, let's call it the 18, and the rest of the world, what are they doing? Well, they're doing a number of things. They're not sitting around getting the shit kicked out of them by Donald Trump. They're not getting Will Smith dope slapped every day. They're not that stupid. They can duck out of the way. What they're doing is they're dumping the American dollar. And the way they're doing that is that they are not buying up U.S. treasuries. They're not buying 3-year treasury notes, 1-year treasury notes, 1-month treasury notes, 10 years, 30 years. As a matter of fact, they're selling off their U.S. assets, converting them into gold and converting the dollars into euros and pounds and Swiss francs and Chinese yuan and Japanese yen and South Korean currency and even Canadian currency. So G18 countries are shifting their American dollars, a percentage of those, into the other 18 or 17 or 19 countries rather than USA. Other countries in the world have reciprocated against the United States when they were told all of your stuff coming into our country has a minimum automatic 10% duty on it, and in some cases already 20%, and we're going to go as high as 48%. Every country that's had this happen to them has decided to reply in kind. The reality, though, and this is your buddy Bruce on the outside telling my American friends who are not necessarily getting the news you should be getting regarding how pissed off the rest of the world is right now against the USA. There are boycotts all over the place being launched at the ground level around the world against anything made in America. You Americans who watch me, many of you are full of the Kool-Aid from Fox News and whatever you're watching, and you're not getting the story. Well, of course you're not getting the story. Fox News doesn't have reporters in many countries around the world. They're not going to spend money to give you that kind of stuff. They're just going to give you the domestic, clown show, and they're going to tell you this and that and everything else. The reality is there are boycotts around the world against American products. There are boycotts around the world against coming to the United States for a holiday this summer. There are boycotts around the world to not send children graduating from high school to go to elite U.S. colleges across the United States. Why? Well, gee, do you think that when you see a video of a college student with a green card get arrested by masked SWAT laid out agents in unmarked vans, you think parents in France want their kids to go to college in America? Think again. Not going to happen. Now, I'm not talking about radical terrorist students dying to come to America to raise hell. I'm talking about students from very, very well-to-do financial families around the world who are going, you're not going. Like mom and dad are saying, we're not going to pay for it. We're not going to pay for you to go to Princeton. Sorry, I know you got the letter. We know they want you at whatever school. You're not going. No, you're going to the elite schools, maybe in the UK or in Germany or in France or in Italy, or we'll send you somewhere else, but you're not going to the United States. This is happening behind the back of the average American, and none of those are you guys. You guys are not average Americans. If you're watching me here on this show, on this channel, you're not an average American. You're becoming a top 10%er. You have taken control of your life to learn and begin to make money in this market like others don't. You're not average Americans, but I am telling you that the average American out there is probably clueless. 10% of you guys know. 10% of Americans know and are into it. The other 90% are too busy trying to get by. Can you blame them? If you're in the bottom half of the economic structure in Canada and the USA, do you have time to analyze the rest of the world's attitude towards trade policy and all this stuff? No, you're trying to live. You got 3 freaking jobs. You're trying to raise your kids. There are single parents out there who haven't got time to read a used newspaper. I mean, they have no idea what's going on. They're exhausted at the end of their shifts and are trying to recover to the next shift. But I'm telling you guys, the US standard of living and the Canadian standard of living right now is dropping, and it's being self-inflicted with higher taxes on tariffs. Everyone's doing it. There are tariffs in Canada, there are tariffs in England, there's tariffs in France. Everyone's raising the tariff game. So governments are taking money from the people through tariff games, which leaves folks less money to buy actual merchandise. More of their money is being sidelined into the tax collectors' offices under the guise of tariff wars. And we have another problem, and that is, for Americans, the currency of the United States is worth 10% less already in just 2 weeks against most other currencies. It's bad. It's really bad. And it's going to get worse. It is not going to stop. The American dollar is going to continue to fall against a number of other currencies to probably 10 or 15-year lows. And that means import prices into the US will be substantially higher, notwithstanding the tariff issues that America's putting on it. Even if Trump removes his tariffs, the US dollar is unlikely to recover all of its losses, which means at the end of the day, inflation is back in the United States. And in the next 3 to 6 months, I predict you are going to see 15% inflation in the United States. And you're not sitting there, but you don't believe me. I know you're already going, no way. No, come on, Bruce, you're full of crap. It's not going to happen. We're only at 3% right now. There's no way. You just watch what's going to happen here. The American dollar is crashing. Tariffs are adding fuel to the fire. And Americans are getting laid off left, right, and center. And that puts the economy on a shaky ground. And it puts retailers and importers in a really bad position. And they've got to raise their prices to cover their costs. And we're getting, you see comments on my comment thing every day now about businesses in your area, companies you know of, friends you know that work for companies laying off people, talking about the cost of bringing goods in are just out of sight. Can't believe it. This is going to be ugly, really, really ugly. The only commodity that's going up in value right now is gold. Silver a little bit, but gold is the big winner. $3,324 an ounce is what I see it at right now. Countries are buying gold along with euros and pounds by selling off American assets. And what they're getting for American assets is less than they thought they would get when they figured they would have to sell American assets. This is the other nightmare that is happening around the globe right now. There are countries, sovereign wealth funds out there around the world. There are dictators around the world who are sitting on suitcases and bank vaults full of American dollars. And they're not buying as much as they used to, 10% less. Even dictators in third world countries are hurting right now because their dollars aren't buying them what they were able to buy them a month ago. So these nice little $8 million villas on the French Riviera have just gone up in cost because they're using American dollars to buy them and they're getting hit. This isn't good for dictators either. So average Americans and dictators around the world, when both at the same time are getting poorer, it's not a good combination. It's just not a good combination. More instability in the world. Bribes being paid to government officials, judges, prison wardens, cops, import license holders, license issuers in the third world, around the world, all the bribes being paid to government officials around the planet in American money doesn't go as far as it used to. And so the cost of business is going to go up for innocent victims around the world who are caught in the bribe game. And this is a multi-trillion-dollar nightmare as well. One of the things that Trump is dying to say to the American people and to the world, how great a negotiator he is dying to tell you that as soon as the Ukrainian war goes into a ceasefire, the Russians will be allowed to buy Boeing jets from Boeing from all the money that's been frozen by the rest of the world. He can't wait to let that news out. So congratulations, America. You're going to make Russia better again by allowing them to replenish their domestic jet fleets, which have been decimated without new parts, because the Ukrainians have been slaughtered by the Russians. Congratulations. How do you feel? How's it going? Just a guy in front of a computer ranting away. I want you to make money. I really do. And I just have to tell you, though, that you better be making money in the options market because you're not going to get it from rising stocks. You're not going to get it from big fat pay raises from your employers. You're not going to get it if you're an independent business person within booming business that you're in. I don't see that either. I see a recession in the U.S. I see much higher prices. I see a lower U.S. dollar. I see a much lower standard of living. The only way any of you who are watching me right now are going to get any better off, you better be a damn good option writer because that's the only place you can go to make money in this market. And that's where the smart money is. Did you know that 5 years ago, there were 19 million contracts traded a day in the options market? 5 years ago, 19 million contracts changed hands every day. Today, almost 50 million contracts change hands every day during the market days. 50 million contracts. Do you know how many shares that represents? Multiply that number by 100. One contract equals 100 shares. 50 million contracts equals 5 billion shares a day of trading in the options market. And it is still expanding at a faster rate than any other part of the market. And you are an option writer. You're a casino in a booming business. If you have learned how to write stock options because you have taken the time and you put a couple of bucks on the counter to say, Uncle Bruce, I'm buying a couple of your classes. I'm going to start with lesson number 1 and lesson number 2, and I'm going to open up a practice account just like you said. And I'm going to start trading options in a practice account. And then I'm going to start trading options on my own as I buy more of your classes. If you've done that, you have found your way on the highway to financial success, in my humble opinion. And today's question of the day is exactly down this alley. I want to know from all of you watching me today, so far, 61 of you have responded to this question. And I would love to see a lot more of you jump in on this. By the way, thank you for 69 thumbs up. They're coming in. 61 votes. I've asked you how many of my lessons did you watch when you started writing stock options? Two of them, 53% of you are saying, I watched two of your lessons and I started writing options, Uncle Bruce. That's all it took. Some of you said, well, until I got to the between 3 and 6, as soon as I watched 3 to 6 lessons, then I started writing options. That's 45% of you guys. That leaves 0 of you between 6 and 12 classes, and only 2 of you watched all 18 before you started writing options. I keep making the point here every day, and so do my viewers, many of my viewers who are trying to help those of you who are new here. You pick up 2 to 6 of my lessons. You start watching the first 4, 5, 6 lessons. You are going to become an option writer pretty damn quickly. That's all it takes. You don't need to watch all 18 of my classes. I don't make you buy all 18 of my lessons before you get any of them. You buy them here one at a time if you want. Right now there's a sale. You can buy 4 for the price of 3, get the first 4 for $600, and you're on your way to start writing options at the very basic level. After you take the 5th to the 18th, you'll learn all kinds of tricks of the trade and all kinds of other ways to write options, of course. But you have to remember, these classes started coming out in May, June of 2021. So we're talking now, you're talking about getting into a 4-year program that we've been working on here since middle of 2021. You can just grab these classes, watch 1 or 2 a week if you want, watch 3, watch 1 a day if you're so inclined, whatever time you got. How much can you absorb, how fast? You can get into these 18 classes probably in about 3 months, and you'll have caught up with the rest of us for 4 years. You'll have caught us, and you'll be watching and listening to these comments here. Welcome to the program, pal. Welcome to the party. This market right now, there's only one group of winners in this market that I know of. Gold gamblers, if you're playing it right, and good luck with that. And then option writers. Option writers, casinos. Those of you who have become casinos are the winners. The gamblers on the floor, they think they're going to be winners. They believe they'll win the option game. Gamblers win and lose all the time. Casinos almost always just win. They take small percentages and they just grab the house edge, and they make billions and billions of dollars. And this is where I'm trying to steer all of you into this story, into this world. Stock Jockey, thank you. Andrea, thank you. Splair, thank you for being a member as always. Richard, Deep Value, the Big E, thank you all. The classes didn't exist when I started writing options, says Richard. Katie, good morning, everyone. Jeff, good morning, everyone. Let's get some moolah here. Sharon is here. Stock Jockey, let's go. There's Charlie, he's here. Welcome. Eddie is here, not your normal trader. Rosita Parker, Chase Rosita Parker's here. Alex, of course, Rice Checks. I can't imagine that from 48 here, no one watched most of the classes. Again, it's not whether or not you watch the classes, it's how many did you watch before you started writing options. And the point I'm making is 95% of you guys are writing options before you even get through the first 6. That's the first third of all my classes. That is an interesting report. I'm quite taken by that. You learn so much in the first 4, 5, 6 classes, lessons, that you're already writing. And you're bringing more money into your hand from writing options than you spent on taking the classes and even the rest of them. That's the other point that is going on here. SQ, it's been a long while, Bruce. I'm into options now. I play very carefully and I read a lot. Jeff, I've watched all but two. Brother Yeti Dollars since 2020, baby. Charlie, I've watched all but one multiple times, worth every penny. Not your normal trader. Uncle Bruce, what is your Discord channel? We'll talk about that in a bit. Andre Delatorre, good morning, everybody. Charlie, good morning. I watched 2 lessons, started writing, then bought 4, watched 2 more, helped so much. Have 2 more to watch. I bought 6 so far and 12 to go. David, the U.S. will not be held hostage by China, not your normal trader. So how's SoFi doing? That's what I want to know. AUD, welcome to the party, pal. Where is Uncle Bruce's bagel? Stock Jockey, welcome to the party, pal. Free range, good morning, everybody. I'm number 54 on the options, on the thumbs up meter. It's scary to visit America, says Axion. Not your normal trader, Bruce. Your early days of videos were so much better when you didn't talk politics, you know. Maybe start a political YouTube channel and just call it just politics. There's some helpful criticism, I suppose. No kidding, says what you actually get. Stock Jockey, giddy up. Callum, I'm an average Scotsman here. Velbus, if you haven't noticed that politics affects the markets, then I don't know what to tell you, says Velbus. Everything Bruce is saying is truth and relevant to the markets. It's not just politics, says what you actually get. Johnny, in something, the American military industrial complex has bankrupted our country. Oh, okay. Robert, number 60 thumbs ups, Bruce. For Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen, good morning, all of you from Stock Markets with Bruce. The man, how many Chinese citizens will be the CCP starve and kill this time around? Mike, don't talk politics. It hurts my feelings. Jeff, so who will be the new America? Where will we trade options in the future? Just like all of Bruce's picks, of course, I was not around when he pushed his picks. The man. So the value of the dollar goes down. Seems like a discount to pay off some of the trillions we owe in debt. Johnny, it's diabolical politics. They're simply pawns for their billionaire owners. Mike, dumbest take today. Not your normal trader. Yes, iPhone will be $2,000 pretty darn soon. Jimmy, layoffs starting to hit automakers here in Detroit. Same in Canada. Automakers in Canada laying off at GM and Stellantis. They've started laying off in Southern Ontario. Plants that have been there since the 60s between Michigan and Ontario and Ohio and New York and Pennsylvania and Indiana. You know, it's bad. Something else to keep in mind. I heard this morning too. I heard this morning that there was talk about how much overcapacity there is for factories, and this is one of those. You believe in the tariff thing, that there will be factories in America making goods for Americans. It's going to be great. The problem with that strategy is that you have to produce product that Americans will buy from American producers rather than bringing in from outside. And at the moment, overcapacity means there will be lower prices from idle factories or factories only operating at 50% in Vietnam or elsewhere. There is overcapacity in China right now, South Korea, Japan, Vietnam, Philippines, to name 5 countries, just 5. Cheaper labor is another factor in whether the tariff game will work or not. Cheap labor is available right now just from these countries. India, the most populated country on the planet, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia. I'm only talking the Asia area, really. I am not talking South America. I am not talking Africa. There are so many more countries where labor is available for dollars a day, a couple of bucks a day. You can get someone to work 10 hours, 6 days a week, without benefits. There is no way that Americans can afford to purchase a t-shirt for $40 when it can sell for $9.99 in the rest of the planet. There's no way Americans can afford to buy any other goods at triple prices that the rest of the world pays. That it's unsustainable. An F-150 for 100 grand is available to the top 10% of Americans. The rest of them, you're out of luck. You're not going to be able to afford an F-150. Even a Toyota Corolla made in Mississauga, Ontario, in Canada, you're not going to be able to afford that vehicle either, because by the time you get it across the border from Ontario, that's a $45,000 compact car. Who the hell has 45 grand for a compact car? University students? No. Brand new graduates out of university that are getting 60,000 a year? They can't afford a car. They're going to be taking the bus. They're going to be taking, they're going to ride their bikes. They're going to use scooters. They're going to use e-bikes for longer distances. They are not going to get a car. I see an absolute nightmare coming up here. And the rest of the planet, they will buy a Toyota Corolla made from Ontario, or made out of Japan, or a Kia, or a Hyundai, a small passenger car, gas operated. They'll get them from Asian countries for $20,000. Electric vehicles out of China, $15,000 to $25,000. The rest of America will pay $60,000 to $100,000 for an electric vehicle because of tariffs. Tesla has no competition. Chrysler, GM, Ford, electric vehicles. If they make them, they're 100 grand, 80 grand for vehicles out of GM and Ford. They can't make money unless they charge that kind of money. How can Americans afford that? I do not know. I absolutely do not know. I'm just saying. I'm just a guy. Johnny, imagine a CEO like Ryan Cohen, a billionaire who works hard and strategic for free, while mediocre CEOs make millions and sell their stocks. No one talks about this CEO greed thing. There you go. Stock jockey number 2 is here. Then the rest of the world can enjoy a fraction of the USA consumer base. The man, China literally running ads with Mao talking points. Not sure people should support China at all. The man, remember when Trump would shake hands with a dictator, everyone accused him of working with communists. Beverly, Mike, H, Republicans think Trump is a traitor and a failed businessman. If it hurts your feelings, you do. Do you know what they say? Don't be a snowflake, laughing out loud. Susan Shops is number here, number 69 on the thumbs up meter. Charlie, good morning, Susan. The man, inflation going to 2.4 to 15% in 6 months. Yeah, I'm not kidding. You're going to see this. You're going to see these tariffs kick in that are going to blow you away. You're going to go to your Walmart and you're going to one day look for something mundane. You're going to look for something really not exciting, like a toothbrush. You need a new toothbrush. And you're going to buy like a 2-pack or a 3-pack that used to be, $1.49 for 3 or $1.99 for 2. You're going to see $6 toothbrushes. You're going to see one toothbrush for $4. You're going to see combs for sale for $2 each that used to be 39 cents. You're going to see nail clippers that used to be $2.99 now be $9.99. You're going to see more merchandise in Walmart stores, Target, elsewhere, under glass. You're going to have to call a sales associate over to buy product in your Walmart store, Target store. It's happening already. CVS's and Walgreens, they're already putting barriers up. Men's shavers, men's cartridges for their shavers, under glass, under plastic. This is the new normal. Soon, you will find in certain parts of the United States and Canada that you will go into retail stores and you will only be allowed into a third of the store. The rest of the store will be blocked off. And what you're going to be able to look at is what you do at an Apple store. You're going to see product under glass, and you're going to be approached by a sales associate. Can I help you? And you're going to say, I need one of those and one of those and one of those. And they're going to go to the back and get them for you and charge you on a phone for your goods through a card, because they're not going to take cash. And you're going to walk out the door with a little bag. Get ready for a new normal. Goods are going up in cost to average retail buyers. Many of you are going to avoid this game by just ordering on Amazon. That's what you're going to do, Amazon Prime. What I expect to happen next is all Amazon delivery vehicles will have locked cages in their merchandise department, in the merchandise area. So when the driver leaves the truck and runs up your driveway and drops the package off and runs back to the truck is locked. Because I expect gangs to steal UPS trucks and break into UPS trucks and other delivery services. This is going to get ugly. This is not going to be a pretty picture. You're going to hear horror stories of all kinds when it comes to the retail side. I'm telling you, your dollar, you're going to need double the dollars you have now in 5 years to buy everything you're getting. And many of you won't have double the dollars to do it. And again, none of you here is who I'm talking about. You guys are option writers. You're ahead of this market. You're going to generate your 10 and 20 and 30,000 a month. You're going to be fine. But all your friends and your relatives and your coworkers and everyone you desperately tried to convince you should become an option writer, and they didn't. Those are the folks who are going to be screaming to the heavens about how upset they are with the way the world has gone. And they're going to look back at 2015 like, oh, I remember back in 2015, I could just walk into a Walgreens and I could buy shampoo and hold it, put it into the basket, and I could buy 6 shaving blades and put it into the basket. Then I could buy this and buy that, and then go to the front counter and I just put it on the counter and pay for it. You're going to remember those days and go, those were the good old days. Just watch, man, dude. It's number 72. Not your normal trader. How do you pay that? How do you pay that to stock markets with Bruce? Now do you pay that to? I don't know what's going on with these comments. Number 77. Katie, I will be investing in classes as soon as I'm financially able. I'm very excited to learn more. Well, one at a time, two at a time. There's nothing more I can say. Why should America make China stronger? Why? They're no better than Russia. Why? Go anywhere you want on this one. James, good morning, Lucky 80. Charlie, you go, Uncle Bruce. Enjoy your show. Talk about what you want. Jeff, the man, the USA is the new Russia. Henry T, good morning, all bagelers. John T, what do you think about going out to 1,065 to 1,095 covered calls or call credit spreads on Netflix for May 30? Is that far enough out? Currently, we're at 970. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. I would avoid Netflix at probably all costs. Way too much hype on it. Day traders are desperate to trade a winner, and they're probably ganging in on this stock because they can't find another one that's going up. I don't know. I'm thinking at least 10 to 15% out of the money for most of these stocks. So that's got to be 1150, and I don't know if there's any money in it for you. I really don't know. Katie, yes, sir. Currently at the Windsor-Detroit border, factories are looking grim at the moment here. The man, Jeff Glass, laugh out loud. Okay, whatever. Jeff, of course. What's this? You believe the politics doesn't matter in the world overall, in the market specifically? Go study the charts from 4 to 25. Study them again and again and again. Henry, good morning, all bagel members and bagel man. The man, people are mad at Trump when legit Chinese government is telling their citizens and businesses what they can and can't buy. The man, while they are quoting Mao, history's largest mass murderer. Just wait, within a couple of weeks, China will be under martial law and people will be dying and people in America will be saying bad Trump. Not your local normal trader. The used car market is going to go up. That is for sure. Real auto manufacturers in America got a huge wage increase last year. The workers, they are slow to transfer to the electric vehicle and they're going under. Henry, imagine we're going back with a wagon and a horse for transport. Not your local trader. They are also all junk Dodge, Ford, and Kia. They're crap. Jeff, JR, good morning. Vilbus, men should be shaving the old school safety razors anyway. Jeff, there's rumors that Rugman will be fired. It's a great way to suppress common and logical sense. Tony, that is to keep the illegals from shoplifting, Uncle Bruce. That's why we're doing that. Henry T, that's true with Ralph's cages blocking. Yeah, you're noticing these locked up counters here in Rancho Mirage, California, Palm Desert, La Quinta. We're talking about some of the highest demographic neighborhoods in America here. We have folks here, retired people, who, they got a second house down here. They got their main home at home in Indiana, and Washington State and Oregon, and they're from Chicago and whatever. They have their second home here, their third home, $3 million house, $5 million house, $10 million houses down here. Bentleys everywhere, Rolls Royces, high-end Maybachs from Mercedes. We have got the best of the best down here. And in some of the highest demographic neighborhoods, you walk into a Walgreens and half that store is locked up. In this neighborhood, there are no illegal problems here. They have security guards at the doors. The cops around here drive some of the prettiest little cop cars you ever saw. They're shiny and clean and brand new. The money down here to keep America beautiful, it's pretty nice. And yet, how much merchandise is being locked up inside stores? That is shocking. Even Costco. My favorite Costco on the planet is right here, Rancho Mirage, California. You go over to my favorite Costco, you'll find certain items now. You get a piece of cardboard to buy this thing. They'll show you the thing you want under glass, and then you grab a card that pertains to that purchase. You pay for it at the cash register, and then while you're walking out the door, beside the membership counter, that is where you redeem your thing with your receipt to get that item there. This is going to expand. It's a one-way street. No ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah, it's interesting. Let's see what else is going on. James, I collect vintage Gillette razors, and they shave better and are cheaper than our new cartridges. What else? Amazon has begun delivering via private cars in my city early in the morning and late at night. They're unmarked private cars. James, the Misty Tree, nice, and some Flint Creek Moroccan red clay soap for the Super Shave win. There you go. Be the Casino. John T. Netflix earnings are tomorrow, so you may want to wait on that. Dude, 20 minutes, baby. We're opening at 17. Mark, good morning, y'all. Ford is now offering employee pricing for all customers. Please buy our product. Jeff, can we still make money in the options market when the market goes below 20,000? You'll always make money in the option market. Always. Dude, next Tuesday, Tesla premium on the table, ER premium. Larry, good morning, everybody. I'm number 99 on Bruce's thumbs up meter. Flint Creek, I just got here. Good morning, everybody. 17 minutes away from the opening of this market. We're down 121 on the Dow. That's only 0.3 of a percentage point. No big deal. But we're down 55 points on the S&P, which is 1% lower. And the problem is NASDAQ down 328 points, 1.77%, and getting worse as the morning goes on. Crude oil is up 67 cents. Gold is up $82 an ounce, $33.22 an ounce, and that's bad news. John Malone. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. Lurker since 2021 from Phoenix. Thank you for answering my question. How long have you been watching me here, folks? Where are you at? Where are you from? Answer my question. How long have you been here? And where are you? Where are you watching? Are you all Americans? Is every viewer an American? I don't think so. But I'm going to guess 60% of you are Americans. I love you guys. Jen and I love the Americans. Did you know that I think it's downtown Palm Desert here. They've got signage up in one of our towns here. They have these. They have the street lights, and then hanging off the street lights, they'll put banners up like there might be a folk festival or Coachella festival or vintage car festival. They have these banners that promote upcoming events. There are banners showing up all over the valley. We love Canadians, and it's got the heart symbol and the Canadian flag, and we love Canadians. Kind of nice to see. We've kind of been beat up a bit lately. Mark, Sam's Club has the same setup, Bruce. More stuff locked up, and you get a cardboard thing, and then you pay for it, and then you take your receipt. Crazy 49er. Both computers are updating. I got 15 minutes before the bell here. Robert, I'm an American from Waterbury, Connecticut, USA, baby. Thanks, thanks, Robert. Mark, 8 months, Atlantic City, New Jersey. I've been here 8 months from Atlantic City. Welcome, Mark. Mike, 425 Park Avenue, watching since COVID. Bruce. Brian, 103 thumbs up. Good morning to you. Hector, a member for 44 months. I have been a member of this man's channel. You're not kicking me out. Thank you, Hector. Gold Bagel member, no less. Thank you, my man. So appreciate you. Murray Harvey, I'm a New Zealander and I'm in Japan. Aurora, watching from Canada. Margaret Hernandez, Texan from San Antonio. Is that San Antonio? Hector, I am Canadian, Uncle B. Stock guy, I already knew how to write options when I ran into Uncle Bruce's channel while looking at videos on SoFi. Dude, that's a Tesla earnings, Uncle Bruce, at the close Tuesday, the 22nd, so in 6 days. Thank you, sir, for that info. Much appreciated. Rice Checks, looks like I got assigned 1,000 shares of SoFi at 10.89. Okay, I don't care. It's all right. There you go. Giddy up, folks. You can either sell the stock and write more cash secured puts and bring in some serious dough, write 10s, write 12s, go to January 26 and bring in probably 20-something% on your money. Up to you. Giddy up, folks. Welcome to the party, pal. Thank you for letting me in on where are you watching me from? Where are you? How long have you been here? When did you start watching me? I'd love to know how long have some of you been here. I know my members, they do those green bars and they let us know how long I've been a member of the channel. Welcome all. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for becoming members. Welcome, welcome, welcome. In America, says Jeff, been lurking since 2021. Axion, how scary is it to visit the USA right now? Oh my God. I'm hearing from relatives at home. Not coming down, Bruce. Was going to see you in April, May. Not coming. We're not coming. Sorry. Can't wait for you to come home. We can't wait for you to come home. I'm getting that message now. Watching from Cincinnati since the COVID days, says Be the Casino. Thank you, Be the Casino. Appreciate you. Giddy up, everybody. Welcome to the party, pals. Thank you for joining me from around the world. Especially those of you who are writing options on holidays. I love the fact that some of you are traveling right now and you're on the road and you're writing options from wherever you are. I love that. That is a normal thing around here and becoming more normal all the time. Thank you, everyone, for popping in and saying hi to us. We've got Crazy 49er. I've been a member for 33 months on your channel, Bruce. A Californian in Austin. I don't think I'm alone here. Oh, I don't think you're alone either. I think you got a lot of Californians around you. 104 thumbs ups and counting. 104 and counting. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Also, lurker since 2021, says Rodrigo from Mexico. Dude, we love Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen. Thank you. Robert, I've been watching you for many years. It started with TWB, and I followed you to Stock Markets with Bruce. Right on. Thank you, Crazy 49er. I love it. You are not alone. I know it. Rodrigo, did the price for Bagel subscription, has it gone up? Still the same. You can be a member for $10 as a chillin' member or $25 a month for being one of the penthouse members of this channel. Up to you. Rodrigo, did the price go up? No, it's still the same. Welcome all to the program. And thank you again for hitting the thumbs up button and answering our question today. And these green bars, I love these. Watching you from home base, Uncle Bruce, is where I am. Howdy Partner is in the house. Welcome, my friend. And thank you again for being a follower. Gold Bagel member right there, too. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Not a lurker channel. Are you on the Discord? Which are you able to share your opinion? You're not talking to me, obviously, because I'm not on the Discord group at all. I leave that to you guys to enjoy. Dude, I've been a member here for 31 months. I'm writing and half listening since the good old days, since the GameStop Gamma Squeeze. I've learned a lot since then. And I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, city I've never been to. I think I've flown in and out of the airport as a connecting, but I've never been in Nashville. I've never gone to Memphis. Not been in Kansas City. There are some cities I'd like to visit in America because I'm told there's some pretty good food in some of these places, especially barbecue. I'm a fan of barbecue food, and I really should get myself over there to some of these places. Maybe I should organize a meet and greet in Nashville or a meet and greet in Memphis and use that as an excuse to eat some good quality food. What do you think, folks? Let me know. Bama Babe, I've been a member for 49 months. You know I've been around a long time. I do know, and I appreciate you. Thank you, Bama Babe. Thank you, dude. Howdy, partner. Crazy 49er. All of you who've been here. Roaring Kitty, go to the Gates Barbecue in Kansas City off State Line Road. See, I know that if I were to mention that, Jen and I happen to be in, we're in Kansas, we're in Oklahoma, we're in Missouri, we're in wherever, there will be a few viewers who will say, you need to go to here, you need to go to there, you need to go to there. And we won't be steered in the wrong direction. Thank you, all of you, for letting us know. Flint Creek, Stroud's in Kansas City, fried chicken heaven. I like me some fried chicken. I do like the fried chicken and the barbecued ribs and the beef brisket, pulled pork, slaw. Yeah, I do like that stuff. Vilba's, Joe's has my vote, but I haven't been in KC eating barbecue in years. There you are. Giddy up, everybody. I'm just getting hungry thinking about this. Welcome to the show, all. And we're 8 minutes away from opening up for the morning today. We've got a lot to watch and follow here as we go forward. Thanks again for subscribing to this channel. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate those of you who are finding us and joining us and letting me know whether you're getting anything out of this channel, what you're getting out of it. I love it. I do love it. Okay, continuing on. Jeff, come to St. Louis if you want some real barbecue. Cindy B, you betcha, Bruce. We'll keep you posted on where to eat. We'll guide you straight. We'll keep you on the straight and narrow. Mr. Premium, happy Wednesday. It's time to fill our pockets. Don't forget tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern, Primetime Live for Gold Bagel members of this channel. We'll be talking about today's action, and then we'll talk about option strategies and you name it. We'll get into it. Thank you again, everybody. Please become a member of this channel if you can. We're going member-only content right now. We're going to go member content at the moment for commentary. Please become a member of this channel. Join this familia. We would love to have you with us. And let's see if we can find a way to get you kids a lot financially better off than you have been in the past. We need to get you a side gig that makes you some serious, serious money. And this is the way to do it. Option writing. It's the way to go. You don't need to order any mystery boxes from closeouts or anything like that. You don't need to worry about having home parties to sell anything. You don't have to hit up your relatives to buy your stuff. You don't have to take $10,000 of courses and buy a bunch of stuff to try to sell it and get other people to take courses behind you. You're on your own here. You're on your own. If you like being away from the crowds, you don't like hanging around loud scenarios, you really like to be in your own house, you kind of enjoy listening to music that you choose to listen to, and you've got me off to the side over here, and you like following the markets and analyzing the markets, option writing is screaming your name. Option writing is begging you, pay attention to us. We're in the hottest part of the stock market now for 5 years, growing at an exponential rate. You can make a killing being an option writer versus being an option gambler. You do not want to be the sap on the floor of the casino. You want to be the casino. And this business of being an option writer is open to any size player. This is what is so unknown to the rest of the world, how little capital you need to be an option writer. It's stunning. $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. You can be an option writer. You do not need a $50,000 account to get started. You do not need $1 million to try to make 1,000 a month, 5,000 a month. You don't need $1 million to do that kind of activity. You can quit your day job with 100 grand in capital, even 50 grand in capital. You can quit your day job being an option writer. It is doable. The question comes back, only one thing you have to worry about. How much do you know about options? What do you know about the options market? And are you familiar with how they work, how they trade, how they're created, how they are eliminated, how options disappear before they expire? Did you know that? How to treat the option market, how to trade it, how to understand your opponent, how to become a writer. It's a different mentality completely than from being a gambler. It's completely different. You've got to put some effort into this. You've got to put in some time and a bit of your dough, but you don't need $50 to $100 to $300,000 to get into this business. You really don't. You can also become an option writer by practicing to be an option writer for free by opening up practice accounts and trading with your existing brokers through practice accounts. It is so different now than what it was 50, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 20 years ago. It's completely changed out. Thank you for the iPhone. And like I said, I'm just trying to guide as many of you as humanly possible, no matter whether you're a small, medium, or large investor, to become a smart, conservative option writer. I am not here to try to make you become a riverboat gambler where you can lose everything you built up in one trade. I'm keeping you away from those option trades as much as I can. I don't want you going there. I want you to be conservative option writers that write and write and write and write contracts and win and win and win and win trades and build revenues, cash flow, and wealth in your retirement accounts. And if I do it right, and if you do it right, you will not work until you're 65 before you retire. You will not stay at a dead-end day job for decades and decades and decades. You will get out. You will get out so fast after you pick up what we do here. There are people here who could not believe it, that after they learned how to basically write options, the kind of capital they started to bring in almost immediately. And then those very people tell me, Bruce, I've been around for 2 years. My life there's no resemblance to my economic life compared to 2 years ago, what I'm doing now. And if you would have told me that this is going to happen, I didn't believe you. I didn't believe people I watched 2 years ago tell me how well they were doing. I didn't believe them. I had to see it for myself in my own hands. And it's unbelievable. And Bruce, you were absolutely correct when you say that even when you become successful as an option writer, you are going to have a very, very difficult time once in a while to try to tell a friend of yours how well you're doing, because you're going to get approached at a birthday party, an anniversary, somebody's wedding, a picnic in July, gathering at Thanksgiving. You're going to get approached by a friend, a relative, a coworker, I don't know who, that's going to ask you privately, what are you doing in the market? Because I know you're making money in the market. You're going on these holidays. You got a new car. I heard that you've paid off all your credit card debt and your student loans are paid off. Like, I've heard the word from people that know you. I know you, but others know you, and I'm hearing from them, you are really on fire. What are you doing to make this money? And you're going to try to explain it to them. And the glossy eyes are going to show up in 30 seconds. They're going to be lost because they don't understand your new language, the language of an option writer. Thank you all so much. Joe Oliva, sounds like the only option is to do a road trip and to do a live show in Kansas City, St. Louis, Tennessee, then final review and tell the family why Kansas City is the best barbecue. That's what you got to do, Bruce. Dude, of course, Gus's world famous fried chicken started in Memphis. Peg Leg Porker is the barbecue spot in Nashville. I recommend, though Memphis has some good spots too. Also a lot of country music, kind of music and everything else, both. Alex, I've been a member for 45 months, listening, learning, and making life-changing money from my cold, damp island on the edge of Europe. Neat, 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 neat. Thank you, Alex. Juan, way to go, Alex. Wow, 45 months. Congratulations. Juan Vasquez, I've been a member for 15 months, and Larry has hit the bells. We are open. We're trading. Richard and D.A. Truda are hitting the knee emoji buttons because you never forget to honor the Knights of Knee. Otherwise, you're just asking for trouble. You don't do that. Welcome all. Charlie, kudos to you for teaching us options, Uncle Bruce. I try to explain to some of my friends, and it's near impossible to explain it properly so that they can understand it. I try to simplify, but their eyes just glaze over. I get this all the time. I really do. I was reading this article today about this guy called the Captain Condor, Las Vegas-based trader of Condor spreads. I'm reading the article in the Wall Street Journal, and I understand the article. And they're talking about how iron condors work. And I'm thinking, I bet you that 9 out of 10 readers of this article have glossed over and have stopped reading this article because they can't understand it. It's just another language. They don't know what these guys mean. Yeah, you do, because you've taken the time to learn how to do this business. And that means you're going to make money from it, because the people against you, they don't know 10% of what you know. They know 1/10 of what you know about options. There are people out there buying your contracts from you that do not know how options actually work. They don't. They are not aware. They've been playing the game for 2 years. They've been playing the option game since COVID. There are millionaires out there gambling on options that don't know what they're doing. And they lose 10 grand here, 5 grand here, and they don't think anything of it. You're the one taking those profits off of these guys. This is your job. This is what you're supposed to do. You are wiser than the rest of them. That's why we're here. Boeing Tiger, neat, neat. Stephen, neat, neat, neat. Derek, Uncle Bruce, you must try the ribs at Cozy Corner in Memphis. I've been a member for 2 months. Thank you for this advisory. I tell you right now, if Jen and I ever head into Tennessee, we will be putting out the alert, and you guys have got to give us a list of where to go, not go, so that we have a list of eligible locations. And hey, Jen and I, we like to eat. We do really like eating. So yes, we're open to that. Thank you all so much. We're down 155 on the Dow to start the day. We'll see how this plays itself out now. We're trading 3-4 minutes into the session. Good morning, everybody. Down now 146, as we will probably jump all over the place here to start the day. The index to watch is NASDAQ. The Dow is only down 0.48 of a percentage point. S&P down 0.91, but the NASDAQ is down 1.72, and that's the one we're watching. It's down 293 points. We got big banks doing stock buybacks. I've told you that you're going to get earnings now coming out. This started last week. They come out this week. A bunch of earnings come out next week. And what are you going to hear? What are you going to hear? I told you, buybacks are going to be announced big time, and layoffs of staff, cutbacks, and this is what's coming at us. Get ready, and it's already making headlines on Barron's. Here we go. It's so predictable. You get around here, hang around here a while, you'll figure out the game that's going on. Oil up 76 cents a barrel. Gold up $76 an ounce. $3,316 an ounce for crude. SoFi 1082, down 12 cents. ASTS down 8 cents. Rocket Lab was up $2 yesterday. It's at 2035 right now, down 72 cents. Giving up some of those gains, but that's Rocket Lab. GameStop 2660, 2660, down 1 dime, 10 cents. MSTR down 286, AI down 47 cents. Vilbus, you could spend your entire barbecue trip in Texas, see. Tom, I'm number 119 on your thumbs up meter. Christina, we're at Myrtle Beach for the week. Guy in the hot tub was talking, says he's a stockbroker. I got so excited. My wife goes, oh, my wife loves stocks. He perked up. I told him I play the options. I can't wait for the rest of the story. Bobby, when I used to try to explain options, I also got your just a gambler, I don't want to gamble stories. Yes, there you go. Deep value. Neat, 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 neat. Oh, I can't wait to hear from Christina. Here we go. She says, I told him I play the option market. He says he can't because he's managing other people's money. And I said, I get that, but your account, you can. I tried to explain being the casino. He just didn't have the excitement. He's drinking the Kool-Aid from his managers. You buy and you never sell, and you adjust once in a while, but you never get out, and you're always looking for the long-term gain. Yeah, this guy is advising what, $100 million of money? Is 200 million? I don't know how many clients he's got, but some of these guys are managing hundreds of millions of dollars of people's money, and they don't go anywhere near the option market. They don't write. They don't bring in capital. I mean, I'm telling you guys yesterday, right here, right around this time of day yesterday, I'm telling you guys, you could have bought NVIDIA at $110 yesterday morning. It got up to what, 114 at one point yesterday? I can't remember. NVIDIA, okay? Remember now, NVIDIA is down 634 right now, okay? I was telling you guys that you could have bought NVIDIA yesterday and you paid $100, $114 a share. And what did I tell you you could have done? You could have written call options for $110 and brought in $21, $22 a contract per share, thereby putting yourself in the position to buy NVIDIA stock at $88 a share. If you got $22 in premium on a $110 stock, you're paying $88 a share. If you paid $114 and you got $22 a contract, you would be paying $92 a share, $92 a share. I told you that yesterday. Right now, the stock's 106.25. It's down 350 at the moment from last week. On the day today, it's down 591, right? Would you be crying in your beer if the stock is at 106.29 and you got paid $21, $22 a contract, a share, for $2,200 a contract to buy this back? You're not crying in your beer. The contracts you would have written yesterday, I'm going to guess, are down $2.50, $3 at this point. You're being compensated for the dip. Doesn't matter. You were hoping that the stock would go higher so that you'd be bought out. For some of you, I said to you, well, the rest of you, I did say to you, you could write $120 contracts. You could do, higher up contracts, 115th. We went through all the variables and possibilities. And this is just if you own the stock. Then I said yesterday, on the other hand, you could write cash secured puts, or on the other hand, because if you had three of them, you could have written call credit spreads yesterday on NVIDIA. And you would have written 130 to 140s, 145s. I mentioned all kinds of possibilities up there. And you could have written contracts that were 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks out in time. You would have brought in some nice premiums. And if the stock drops, you'll notice those contracts shrink faster, but they're going to shrink anyway because the calendar is going to kill them. And look at what's happening today. You can do that. You can check the quote yourselves. That's how easy this is. But you know what? You get it. If you're here with me, you understand what I'm talking about. It makes sense to you because you've been here a while. You've taken some of the classes, all of the classes, and yeah, he's right. He's absolutely right. Yeah, this is what you do with these contracts. Now, try and tell a friend, try and tell a relative what I just told you in a 3-minute spiel. It'll take you an hour, and they will find an excuse to go talk to someone else in a minute. They just will not get it. Christina, I told them right now I'm all cash and doing cash secured puts, so I get the interest on my money. Christina, the conversation just fizzled out. Bobby, he's living on fees. No reason to invest anywhere else. Exactly. If he can if he can bring in $500 million of assets through 401ks, Roth IRAs, margin accounts, cash accounts, corporate holding accounts, family trusts, any way he can gather assets that he can have under his management, thing, He's getting a percentage of the value of the account as his salary. That's how he's paid. His job is to get money and hold on to it. Get money and have it managed by the pros in Dover, because he doesn't even manage the money. He puts the money into house ETFs from that firm. That's all he's doing. And his job is to get more assets and keep bringing the relatives in and get people to make contributions every month to their accounts and grow their values and their retirement accounts, so that next year he's at 550 million in assets, and the year after that he's at 600 million in assets. And the firm is telling him that at 500 million plus, you're one of our top guys, you're in the platinum club in our brokerage community here, and you're getting the highest payouts, and you're going to make yourself 250,000 a year, and after income tax he clears 170,000, and he's sitting on a mortgage of 8,000 a month, and he's got a car for 1,000 a month, and he's got the kids in private school. He's broke. And he needs to do this for 20 years. He needs to make 250,000 a year for 20 years to get anywhere. You're going to make more money than this guy ever will. It's the way it is. He's living on fees. Bobby, you nailed it. Sharon, or it was BS, and he's not a stockbroker. Stockbrokers, whatever. Okay. Christina, he said he didn't like options because they pay short-term gains on them of 33%. They pay taxes. I love these arguments. I just am blown away by how many people do not want to become millionaires and multimillionaires because they're worried about the taxes. So they stay 100,000aires and pay virtually no taxes, and they stay 100,000aires for their entire lives. It just fries my brain how stupid and reverse thinking these people have. They have no hope of growing ever. They think they've reached the pinnacle of their lives. I'm a stockbroker. I'm an asset manager. I'm king shit. No, you're not. You're king crap. And when the markets drop 30-40% and your people get wiped out or get knocked, they lose 10 years of savings in 2 weeks. You don't answer the phone anymore. Yeah, you get your assistant to answer the phones. Unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. It's Christina, sorry. Yeah, I just woke up laughing out loud. You're right. Sharon, I know a car dealer who tells women in bars he's a brain surgeon. A woman called him out one night and said, "We call ourselves neurosurgeons, idiot." There you go. Lisa, I just took 44% profit on a Spire 15th of August, $16 covered call. I have no tax concerns here. I have no tax concerns. Flint Creek, laughing all the way on this one. You gotta love it. Neurosurgeons versus brain surgeon. Car salesman. But I'll tell you one thing about car salesman. I was once a car salesman for a couple of years, and I was really more of a leasing guy. The best thing about car salesmen, they tell the best jokes. It's because car salesmen have a lot of time between customers coming through the showroom, and so they're excellent joke tellers. And you ever get a car salesman at a party, or you meet one at a bar, start with a joke and then watch them hit back with jokes. They're the best joke tellers. They're not all bad, but Mike, 33% if he's in a single, making 197 to 250,000 a year, or married making 394,000 to 500,000. That's where you have tax problems, and this is not a problem. Yeah. No kidding, Mike. I'm pretty sure he can afford those taxes, Bruce. There you go. You got it, Mike. Yeah, it blows me away how many people talk themselves out of being successful because they're worried about tax implications. I just can't believe how naive these people are, how idiotic that argument is. Self-defeating, and just keeps them in the poorhouse, keeps them working 40, 60 hours a week until they die. And when they retire, they have nothing left to give. They're wiped out. They're totally drained of energy. I just am amazed at how the tax thing just kills people's drive to succeed. It really is pathetic, actually. Anyway, John T., I work in banking, and I asked my advisor how his clients are doing this year. He said they're all down, laughing out loud. I showed them I was up this year Good times. Good times, Christina. Yeah, that's what he said, Lafadot. His girlfriend was like, oh, you two are talking about your special talent. Oh, I love it. I love it. So many of you do not realize that if you were to find yourself in New York City and you went down to the financial district of New York and ended up hanging out in one of the drinking holes of New York City, where a bunch of brokers go, halfway through the day to kind of have a couple, or after the day to forget about their lives, you'll hear conversation all around you that you'll understand the lingo. You won't feel out of place. And you will find out very quickly how many of these people do in the market, how pathetic they are. And the returns are so substandard. And you will be amazed at how much money these people get paid to be lousy advisors. You're going to be blown away by it all. It's crazy. Christina, he made her get her drinks from the room. He said, I'm not paying $15 a drink when we have the same thing in our room. She rolled her eyes at him. He said, if I'm funding 100% of this trip, that's what it is. Wow. Yeah, no kidding. Yikes, says Mike. Christina, it is. He's also the same guy who keeps getting scammed into get more Hilton Grand Vacation points. There you go, Tom. Bill Paxton in True Lies, used car salesman pretending to be a spy. Wasn't he great in that role? Wasn't he great? God bless Tom Paxton, or Bill Paxton. I think he passed away a while ago. God bless Bill. That was a great role. He played that beautifully. So fun. Oh my goodness. Yes, kids. You as option writers, you are kicking ass. Bottom line, you're kicking butt. And you're making financial advisors look like garbage right now, because these financial advisors are looking at the Dow down 217 points. They don't want to answer their phones. We're down 61 in S&P. We're down 325 on NASDAQ. Who wants to talk to a client that's down 50 grand right now from yesterday to today? These guys are in meetings. They're in the meeting right now. I'll have them call you back. They're waiting for the market to bounce back before they call them. Yeah. Yikes. Unbelievable. Anyway, welcome to the party, pal. We're down 15 cents on SoFi. Okay, fine. We can be up $1 this afternoon. We'll be up $3 by the time the earnings come out, I think. But hey, it's down 14 cents. ASTS down 27. Rocket Lab down 71. GameStop down 28. MSTR down 72 cents, a little better. AI down 37 cents. Supermicro down 121. NVIDIA down $6. It's just kind of sitting at 106. Tesla down 583. The spiders are down 550. The Qs are down 864. Call credit spreads on spiders and Qs is where you want to be. It's one of the areas you can make a killing, an absolute killing. Christina, I sold 40 $11 SoFi cash ticket puts that expired May the 2nd, and I got 94 cents for those. Thank you very much. We're out of the money right now. It's all mine. Alex, GameStop and SoFi really don't want to follow the crowd lower this morning. That's true. Real Bank of Canada is holding interest rates at 2.75%, well below the American rate. And the Canadian dollar is actually up against the American dollar in the last month by about 3.5 cents. Even with this low interest rate, that's telling you how badly American dollars are being dumped right now by the planet. It's not good. A very obvious vote of no confidence in the current administration. That's exactly what it is. The drop of the American dollar coincides perfectly with the timing of all the tariff announcements. All that nonsense coming out of the East Lawn and all these reciprocal things and all this crap, it's exactly the same timing with the market going down and the US dollar plummeting in value. Not a good thing. Not it all a good thing. Stock options sensei. Good morning. I'm number 122 on your option, your thumbs up meter. My NVIDIA 120.25 call credit spread. What's NVIDIA doing right now? NVIDIA is 105. My 120.25 call credit spread for May 2nd. They're dying nicely, Uncle Bruce. They're dying. I sold them 2 weeks ago for like 15% gain on my capital. This is too easy. Neat. There you go. And those were too close. They're too close if you were doing them now. You probably wrote them a few weeks ago when the stock was in the 90s. And the stock has come all the way up to this 105, 110 level, 114 yesterday. And here we are at 105.76. And yes, you are seeing them die. Yes, those contracts are going to die. Isn't that something? Mike H., I have SoFi $11 cash secured puts that expire May 16th. I got $1.54 for those babies. They are right now worth nothing. They are out of the money. Mike H., $11. Mike, currently at 93 cents. They're falling. Free range, Mike H., when did you write those? Mike H., when the market popped a couple of weeks ago. Jeff, I know I'm kicking ass. I've made $1,000 in realized profits so far this month from options on my small account. But my account balance is still down 20% since inauguration day. Oh, there you go. Mike H., that's $2,000. That 2K down day. There you go. Jeff Glass, so it doesn't really feel like kicking ass yet, but right on, says Free Range. Yeah, you are doing just fine, and you're going to continue to make money. You will continue to write. You're going forward. You will always be writing, and not to worry. No matter how bad the market is or getting, you're going to win this game. It's the end game. The momentum is on your side. Time is your friend. You're going to win. That's all. Here we go. Christina, amazing, Mike. That's an amazing trade. Rock and roll. Welcome all to the party. Thanks for joining me. Jen is in the house. Welcome, Auntie Jen.
Hey.
How are you this morning?
Good.
Good.
My voice is a little cracky today.
Yes.
Well, they mowed.
Oh, yes. And we had all the pollen go up. And yeah.
They mowed, the vocal cords swell a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. We are here. We have sad news for those of you Calgary Flames fans. The Calgary Flames were down 3-1 yesterday in the second period against Las Vegas. Came back to win in overtime.
In a shootout.
The Flames got two critical points.
We're the only one who scored.
They won the other night against the Anaheim, and the Flames have been winning games to try to stay in the playoffs. But unfortunately, with 20 seconds left in Minnesota, the Minnesota Wild, they were losing 2-1 against Anaheim. Had Anaheim run out the clock, the last 20 seconds, they would have won 2-1 in Minnesota, denying Minnesota any points, putting the Flames in a position tomorrow night to come to Los Angeles and with a win, get in the playoffs. But with 2 or 3 years, but Minnesota scored with 20 seconds left in the game to tie the game. And that 1 point, even though they went on to win in overtime or shootout, it didn't matter. One point was enough for Minnesota to eliminate the Calgary Flames.
So we were a little close to the campfire,
Yeah. So the Flames got 2 points yesterday, and Minnesota ended up with 2 points anyway.
One in a shutout, so the fans were happy.
No, it wasn't a shutout.
In a shootout.
St. Louis won last night as well. So St. Louis and Minnesota are in the playoffs. Calgary, Vancouver are out.
And tonight, just to show you what's important, tonight is a French debate with the leaders of our main political parties.
The election in Canada, the national election, you're hearing nothing about. That last 30 days, the candidates are supposed to have a French language debate tonight.
It's being bumped up by 2 hours.
Later or
earlier?
Or it's going to be held earlier by 2 hours. Why?
The Montreal Canadiens will be playing tonight, and if they win, they will go into the playoffs.
Montreal Canadiens win, they're in the playoffs.
They're acknowledging that they would like someone to watch the French debate.
Every French-speaking Canadian will be watching the hockey game not the political leaders vying to become the next prime minister of the country. That is not important at this point in time. What's important is the Montreal Canadiens getting into the playoffs. And so the debate has been moved up 2 hours to accommodate for the hockey game. The hockey game hasn't been postponed 2 hours. The hockey game starts at the time the hockey game starts. The debate, you can shift that around. And the affairs of the country can be discussed 2 hours before the game, okay?
But talking about love of hockey, the Boston Bruins have the best ads because they have the bear, a Bruin.
Their mascot.
Is their mascot. And you should YouTube the Bruin.
Boston Bruins bear mascot commercials on YouTube is what you want to do. Yes. Another thing Boston has are some of the classiest fans of the NHL. It has been done a few times where, and it's ironic, Montreal and Boston have a rivalry in the NHL like you can't believe. I mean, they hate each other.
Goes back to the first game.
And there have been times where Montreal fans have booed the national anthem of the United States when U.S. teams come to Montreal over the years for whatever issue goes on, because the fans are passionate in Montreal. But I remember once about 15 years ago, Don Cherry was doing Coach's Corner on Hockey Night Canada, where in the first intermission on Saturday nights, the country would stop and we would listen to Don Cherry on Coach's Corner.
People would watch that and not the rest of the game.
That's right. They would wait for the intermission, watch Coach's Corner, and then go about their business. Anyway, on one episode of the Coach's Corner, he was talking about the Montreal fans booing the American anthem. And he said, well, I'm going to tell you something. This Wednesday night coming up, Montreal will be in Boston. And I'm going to tell you something right now, Canadians, because he's talking to Canadians. He's not talking to the Americans. He's talking to the Canadians. He's saying, I'm going to tell you something. The Boston fans are the classiest fans in the NHL. You watch when they start singing, when they start presenting the Canadian national anthem, you watch what the Boston fans do when they play the Canadian national anthem. And so the next week, Coach's Corner comes out Saturday night. And he said, I told you last week about the fact that the Montreal Canadiens were going to Boston last Wednesday. And what were the Boston fans going to do? The greatest fans, the classiest fans in the NHL. Watch this. And then he played the tape of the singing of the Canadian national anthem in Boston with the Montreal Canadiens visiting Boston. And they were on their feet, giving a standing ovation and singing along with the singer. He said, they don't boo in Boston. They don't need to play that game. The classiest fans in the NHL.
See, absolutely. But, again, just an anti-gen viewpoint.
Okay.
You shouldn't sing another country's national anthem. It's like being married to two spouses. You should only sing your own national anthem.
Well, thank you, Auntie Jen, for your political comment. But at the end of the day, I wanted to highlight a story about how classy the Boston fans really are. And that's why we love Americans. We love America. And it's unfortunate that Canadian fans are booing the American national anthem, but they're not booing Americans, and Americans know this. That's fine. American fans know what Canadian fans are booing about, and there you go. Anyway, we're moving on. I'm trying to move on. A boot, trying to move oot in a boot. Richard Carlin, good morning. Auntie Jen from Richard. Mike H, I knew Trump would do something, make it drop again. We're down 324 on the Dow. We're down 77 on S&P. We're down 378 on the NASDAQ. What did he say? What did he do this time? Henry, Uncle Bruce, what do you think about writing gold options contracts? No, I don't. Stay away. Dude, okay, Uncle Bruce, it's taking a beating. So I added put spreads on Tesla, 155.65, May 9th, 35 each, well away from the price. I'll wait for the earnings pop and write the call side next. Mike H, thought the Flames were going to make it. The Rangers deserve not to get there. Sharon, I wrote Microsoft $450, 23rd of May, covered calls on Monday, and I got $1.09. Unbelievable. I just bought them back for 26 cents. Unbelievable. That is a good trade. Dude, I just closed out my previous spreads on Tesla, so I got my leverage back. Take a little premium off the table. Don't be greedy, be smart. Yes, Mike H. Le Habaton. Dude, once I've written the call side, I'll have an iron condor. I'll likely tighten the put side to take in more premium. I love this game, Uncle Bruce. Splayer, just in case, have a relaxed day, everybody. Bobby, nobody watched the debate over Canadian hockey team playing. No one's going to watch the debate. No. Montreal Canadiens are playing hockey. Every Quebecer is watching the hockey game. What are you talking about? Of course.
Why we have newspapers.
Yeah, that's why you have internet. You watch the highlight on YouTube later. Don't even watch these guys. Are you kidding me? It's just going to be the prime minister of the country. It's not like he's the coach, It's not like he's the general manager. It's not like he's the star of the team, He's just a prime minister. He's not even a hockey player. Why do we even listen to these guys? I mean, come on. There you go. Priorities. There are priorities in every city of the world. Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Whew. So insane. So Calgary fans are in mourning, but Calgary fans also know that the Calgary Flames management said before the season began, well, we hope to have a competitive team. Not we're going to make the playoffs. We're in transition right now. We got a young goalie who's a rookie. We got a bunch of young guys we're giving ice time to. We're going to find out who's going to make the club. We weren't expected to make the playoffs. We were this close to making the playoffs. That's the surprise of this year. And Calgary fans know that and respect that. And they're not, slitting their wrists this morning because it was a disaster. Montreal, the fans are going, oh my God, I can't believe we're going to make the playoffs. This is a year too soon. We were told at least another year before we were going to make the playoffs. And oh my God, if we win the game tonight, we're in. Oh my word, this is unbelievable. So Montreal is like giddy, as Calgary would have been. But there you go. That's the difference between, hockey teams at the upper echelon and not. In Alberta, where we're from, Calgary was not supposed to make the playoffs. Edmonton, however, last year went to the finals, went to Game 7 and lost in the finals in Game 7. They're supposed to make the playoffs. They're supposed to win the cup this year. But there's problems in Edmonton. Injuries. Injuries are plaguing that team, and it doesn't look good. So I don't know. Just a guy. See what happens. Now, the classiest fans in hockey in Boston, it's a bad year. It was a very bad year this year. But Boston did what they had to do this year. They cleaned house of all their top guys that were long ago past their prime, and they're in a rebuilding mode. And that's what Boston does. Rip that Band-Aid off and just get it done. A tough year. Anyway, there you go. Lisa, is Mark Carney in the debate? I heard him speak French, and it sounded pretty comprehensible. He's supposed to be in the debate. Mike, they just need to tie to get in, by the way. So if they just tie in regulation, doesn't matter what happens in overtime. They're at 1 point, and you're in the playoffs. So, do you think it's going to be intense in Montreal tonight? You think the atmosphere is going to be frothing at the mouth? Oh, yes. Are the tickets going for top dollar tonight? Oh, yes, Montreal. It's a sellout. Oh, yes. Yes, it's a sellout. All right. Well, welcome, everyone, to the program. Nice to have you here. We're down 16 cents on SoFi. We're down 21 on ASTS. We're down $1.04 on Rocket Lab. GameStop down 49 cents. MSTR down 149 and AI down 25 cents. The Dow is down 295. S&P down 74. And NASDAQ down 378. That is the story. I see. I don't know what was said by whoever said something, but was something said by somebody? I don't know. Anyway, there it is. We'll see what's going on here. I don't know for sure what was going on, but something negative happened somewhere, and the market has been under pressure. Do 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 do. Under pressure. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yes, there you go. What can I say?
Have you seen the Muppets sing that with Jason Sudeikis?
Oh man, there's a video for everything around here. Muppets singing Under Pressure with Jason Sudeikis.
Kermit is doing.
There you go. There you go. You've got your orders. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. And there you have it. Apple down 524, Tesla down 475, Microsoft down 858, Google down 278, Amazon down 356, Nvidia down 717, Meta down 1319. If any of you are writing call credit spreads on any of the Magnificent Seven, then you have been listening to my suggestions and you are grinning from ear to ear this morning. Supermicro down 68 cents, ASTS down 13, AI down 24, Palantir down 310 at $95. MicroStrategy up 9 cents, Unity up 16, Goldman Sachs down 397, Cisco down 64. The spiders are down 663, the Qs are down 936, Netflix down 342, Pfizer down 13 cents. ARC Innovations down 104, IBM up 166, Uber down 75 cents, HPQ down 12, Home Depot down 274, Vanik Semiconductors down $8.18 to 194.74, Adobe down 648, getting hammered, and Enphase up 77 cents on the session so far. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for joining us. How is Austin doing? Are you not into? Were you into the AVGO, that Broadcom trade? If you got a credit spread growing on that one, I think you do. It's down 569. So I think Austin is grinning from ear to ear this morning, I suspect. There you go. Bobby, yes, McCartney will be in the debate for sure. The Green Party got the boot due to a lack of seats. Yeah. David DQ is saying, born Bostonian here. Patrick Roy is still my favorite goalie. Was at Montreal Forum for his last game versus Detroit in a brutal shutout before he went to the Avs. Remember that? Yeah. And then Mike, I like Winnipeg for the cup. Tom, a Vancouver mayor, said he was glad they didn't make the playoffs because he didn't want riots. Yeah, Vancouver fans, they got to the finals against Boston, and they lost Game 6 in Boston and Game 7 in Vancouver, and Boston won the cup. And then there were riots in the streets, cars burned, cop cars turned over because the youth of Vancouver have nothing better to do with themselves. Don't worry, the cops had video surveillance on all these guys, and a whole bunch of them got fined and jailed and criminal records, and oh yeah, that went on for like 2 years. Not good. Mandu number 5, good morning. Auntie Jen from Mandu number 5. Good morning, Mandu. How about Bank that? Canada holds interest rates. Yeah, we've covered that already. We've covered it. The American dollar still dropping against world currencies as well. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for joining me today from wherever you are today. Thank you again for those of you who have hit the thumbs up button for us and have answered my question of the day. 140 of you have taken the time to answer my question of the day. Thumbs ups, 129 and coming on. Thank you for that. The question today was, I watched some of Uncle Bruce's lessons and I started writing stock options. But I started writing stock options after I watched a certain number of classes. It only took a few classes and I started writing. How did you answer this? Folks are saying 2 of them. I watched 2 lessons and I started writing options. 66% of you have started writing options after watching just 2 classes. Between 3 and 6 lessons, it took me between 3 and 6 that I watched before I wrote. 29% of you did that. Between 6 and 12 of the lessons, only 1%. And I didn't write any contracts until I watched all 18 of his lessons, 4%. So look at that. 95% of you guys write options with 6 or less watched out of the 18 I've created. So That says a lot to me. I'm not surprised to see this result because I get this all the time. Viewers say to me, I watched your first 4 classes and I immediately started writing options because it was so obvious that I could bring in thousands of dollars into my accounts from all these shares I've been sitting on for years. I started writing options immediately on my GameStop and on this stock and on that stock. I brought in $3,000 in the first month. Uncle Bruce, I only watched 4 of your classes. I'm going to now buy all the rest of them because I have more money than I need to buy all your classes from the first go around of option writing. This happens here all the time. And so join the party, pal, if you'd like to become part of the winners. They're on sale. Buy 4 for the price of 3 right now. Even better, it's an April special. Giddy up, everybody. Thank you so much for popping through here. Boeing Tiger, Will Powell whispers sweet nothings to the market today at 1:30 Eastern. He's in Chicago today for some sort of a speech he's going to make. Christina, but to be fair, some of us here were writing before the lessons, just when you were trying to explain it to us. Like, absolutely, I'm being fair. There have been people here who have been writing options for 10 years, but I'm going to get to the point. I'm going to guess 98% of you started writing options after you found us. I have a suspicion that's what's going on. Mike H. True. Bobby, Beach Boy, Uncle Bruce, if the American economy is worsening, looking ahead, won't it be time to diversify into European stocks? How about options? No, it's not. I am talking about the worsening of the U.S. economy. Absolutely. I'm talking about a lower stock market, probably. Yeah, I am. I'm talking about a bear market that won't last a week. I'm talking about a bear market scenario that might be around for a year or 2. Yeah, I'm talking about all that. And I'm talking about being in cash. And I'm talking about staying in cash. And I'm talking about you earning interest on your money, and it might get higher because rates might go up to defend the American dollar. I am talking to you guys about writing options from a cash position for years and years and years and years and getting very wealthy because of it without gambling on any other economy, on war between Ukraine and Russia getting out of hand, with war out of hand in the Middle East, without any China-Taiwan activity that could blow up at any time, sinking world markets. I want you to be cash only, and I want you to concentrate on credit spreads for calls. If you are a shareholder, because of the limitations on your account, you're going to write calls, and you're going to keep writing calls. The lower the markets go, you'll buy calls back and write new calls. You'll write more calls and more calls. You'll buy more stock at lower prices and buy more calls. You're going to keep doing it until the recovery of the markets, or a partial recovery, or a slight bounce back, and then it goes down again. You're just going to keep on writing on the same strategy. If in 3 years, 5 years, 8 years, markets hit new all-time highs again, if it takes that long, it won't matter. By the time the market gets there, you guys are going to be sitting on multiple times your money. Inside retirement accounts, you may have thousands of shares of NVIDIA and Apple, not hundreds of shares. It won't matter. You'll be very, very wealthy, and you're going to keep doing the same thing even then than you are now. You can be a multimillionaire option writer never owning stock in your margin accounts. Never owning stock. It doesn't matter what the market does. It's irrelevant. How about that? You don't need your European markets whatsoever. James, I tried day trading stocks for a few months, and I lost. Then I tried buying options for a few weeks, and I lost. Then I found Uncle Bruce, bought 2 classes, and started winning. Like, holy crap. Christina, no, I mean, we started writing when you told us about it live. We would spend the whole show asking how to do it. Sell to open, buy to close, stink bid, what again? Those days were so funny, those early days. Christina, they are also the reason we got lessons. H. Gregory, number 130, Bruce, on that thumbs up meter. Now, Mike, I'm with Christina. That's when I started to rock and roll. Yeah, I know you guys are asking me. So many of you were asking me, what about options? What about options? Should we buy options? What about this and that? And I started coming out going, Okay, we've got to make some changes here. We got to get you guys on the conservative side because some of you guys were gambling, crazy, wild, scheming trades. And I was getting these sob story emails from people losing half their money in 3 days on garbage stocks and hot rumors that you were hearing from other YouTube channels and stuff. Oh, my God. And you guys are begging me to give you stock ideas. And I thought, okay, I've given you some of my ideas. I gave you my big cap ideas. I gave you some SPACs. But then I thought, I'm going to start talking about option writing. Why don't we talk about this? If you really want to stick around a while and you want to be a trader for more than 6 months, option writing might be the way to go for a bunch of you kids. And here you are, 3-4 years down the road on this highway and going further. Giddy up. You are completely different investors now than you ever were. And I'm pretty pumped about that, to say the least. Welcome all to the show. I'm still on the air. And I'm still dealing with people every day about how successful they're doing with option writing.
Do you still want a bagel?
Do I still want a bagel? Oh, badly. I definitely want a bagel today. I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. I think ham and cheese, maybe a ham and cheese bagel today. The old cheddar cheese melted a little bit. Or
Little Philippe's on there?
Oh, yeah. Well, a bit of Philippe's on there. To be generous on the Philippe's. Yeah, I need to clear out the sinuses this morning. Absolutely. Here comes the bagel, kids. We're down 296 on the Dow. We'll see what the Dow looks like when the bagel arrives, and we'll see what happens in today's show. Thank you all for joining me. Like I said, we've got lots of stuff to follow here. I was interested in this article I did read this morning in the Wall Street Journal, talking about a guy who is known as, he is nicknamed Captain Condor. Interesting name. I bet you most people don't know what Captain Condor means. They have no clue. But he is a day trading option writer who specializes in iron condors on SPY and triple Q index options.
I'm guessing he's self-made.
He's a self-made guy. He does have... So what's that?
Self-made. That he calls himself.
Yes, he calls himself Captain Condor. I think so. His handle actually is Inside Options is what he likes to call his channel, but he doesn't do it on YouTube. He does his work on something called Slack, which is another internet streaming thing. So he's on Slack, and apparently he has 1,000 members over there that are option writers with him, but doing aggressive day trades on options. And this can be very scary and can be very deadly, but he is into the option game. He's a day trader from his house in Nevada, in Las Vegas, and he has viewers around the world, I guess, that follow him. I'm not the only one talking options. What I do versus what he does is I talk about conservative option strategies rather than gambling right on the knife's edge option strategies. I want you to be here for years and years and years. I attract, I believe, older clients. I attract older option writers, not younger. Now, he may attract 20-somethings and 30-somethings because of his short-term nature, quick trades. I'm a longer-term guy, and it's evident because some of you have been here since 2021, and you're still here. 4 years on, here we are. But inside that article about options trading, the author of the article mentioned that there used to be 19 million contracts trade every day back in 2019. 6 years ago, there were 19,000 contracts trading every day. 19 million, sorry. 19 million contracts. Today, 2025, 50 million a day are now changing hands. 50 million contracts a day, 2.5 times the volume in 6 years. That's you guys and a lot of people around you. Well, if you talk about 50 million contracts, you multiply that number by 100 to find out how many shares are we talking about that are represented in the daily option turnover. And this is 5 billion shares. 5 billion shares are represented in option trades every day. This is huge. This is a huge, huge, huge market. The dollars involved are massive. And this is why I say to you folks, you learn how to write stock options, you can take a nice little chunk of that cash for yourself. That's why people around here are saying to me, I'm making a couple of $1,000 a month just on occasional trades. Others of you are saying I'm making 5 to 10 grand every month in profits. Others of you are saying 20 to 30 grand a month, and I have others of you making 50 to 100,000 a month in option premiums in profits every 30 days. And when you have 50 million contracts a day changing hands, talk about liquidity. Yes, we're talking about a lot of liquidity out there, especially for the Qs and the SPYs and also the magnificent sevens and others. Heavy option trading going on. And a bunch of you here are grabbing some of this cash. You're grabbing thousands a week off of this market. Thousands and thousands a week are coming your way. And yet you're looking at it going, well, Uncle Bruce, to make 1,500 a week on options, heck, I write 50 at a time now. I make 30 cents on 50 contracts. I'm making $1,500. Big deal, man. This is a no-brainer. Some of you are making $1 a week on shrinkage on contracts that you've written, $1 a week in shrinkage, and you're writing 100 contracts at a time. It's 10,000 a week in shrinkage. This is all of a sudden, this isn't all that hard because it's the same trade, whether you're doing 5 contracts, 10, 20, 100, it's the same exact trade. It's just how many contracts. That's all it is.
Just rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat and grow your profits. And so welcome all to the program. Welcome to this channel and how you can make yourself a nice buck. Thank you for becoming Gold Bagel members. Tonight at 7 o'clock, I will be live for Primetime Live for Gold Bagel members only. Join us today. I'm looking up for you. Sharon says, I got to turn off now, Bruce. It's 2:19 in the morning and I need to get up early. You're killing me. Thank you. We got Dude going, I will say it's pretty startling when you see how well MSTR has done against the Magnificent Seven. Who knew buying Bitcoin with US debt at 0% would work out? Unbelievable. Dude, unchanged or down or up, it's all good, Uncle Bruce. We make money no matter what direction it goes. Giddy up, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Great to have you with us. We're down 248 on the Dow. Nothing dramatic now. Come back from that 300-something point loss. We're down 67 on S&P. We're down 344 on NASDAQ. I think the market psychologically would like to go higher, but it's not being given the news it wants to go higher. It's not getting the news it wants. That's the problem right now. Zed, I can't believe how many contracts we write. Imagine if SoFi stays over 20. This thing is going to be an unbelievable cash cow for people. Yes, SoFi is going to make a lot of money, and it will trade gazillions of contracts in the 20s and 30s. Gazillions of contracts. Get ready for a huge bump in premiums on SoFi contracts. You'll be running calls in no time. Giddy up, everybody. Thank you all for joining me and being here with us this morning. We're up 120, 138 on MSTR. It's the only green stock I see on my first page. Looking at down the road here, there are no other stocks in the green, really. Unity's up 2 cents. Enphase up 54. IBM is up $1. There's a green one. There's nothing else really showing green right now. It's pretty red out there. Fairly negative. Down 240 on the Dow. 15 cents lower on S&P. Sorry, on SoFi. Sorry, 16 cents. ASTS down 26. Rocket Lab down $1. GameStop down 28 cents. We'll see if any corrections or rallies kick in. Computer buy programs. We'll see what's going on. Let's go from there. Dude, I've heard it said that stock shares themselves are just call contracts. So actual calls are a call on a call on a call. So that's what I hear. Okay, well, I hear. That's what I heard. There's a pretty big Twinkie out there, and sometimes you got to ask yourself the simple question. You got to take a look like Bill Murray and go, what about the Twinkie? What about the Twinkie? I'd like to know what's going on here. Welcome all to the Twinkie Show. Nice to have you with me today. Twinkie Central, 226, 213 down dip on the Dow. A little better. It's a little better in anticipation of the bagel coming over here. The bagel will shortly be here. The market seems to want to go up. Let's find out. We'll see what's going to happen with the bagel. I don't know. The GameStop's down 25, Rocket Lab down 92, ASTS down 24, SoFi down 14, the Dow down 219, MSTR up 264, AI down 21 cents. These aren't catastrophic losses. Pennies, fractionals, we like to call them in the old days. Fractional losses, not even a full dollar. So yeah, okay. 189 on the Dow. It's going up without even me eating the bagel. I mean, just thinking about eating the bagel as the market's going up. You got to love that. Andrea, bagel, Bruce, it's going up. You're going up. The market's getting better, and you're going to be eating the bagel in moments. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. How exciting. Thank you all so much for the excitement and the encouragement and the vibes, the happy vibes. Thank you all for spreading the love. There you go. Just a guy sitting in front of a computer, getting ready to eat a bagel. That's all it is. There's nothing to it. Trying to talk to you and give you the vibe that maybe this market can improve a bit. Well, we'll see about that. Funny how you guys cannot talk to people about what it is you do to convince them to become option writers. It's amazing how experienced some of you are. Some of you now have 3 years experience writing options. You've got all this experience, and you can't explain option writing to people. 4 years. 4 years experience, and you can't get others to become option writers. You can't do it. They all think you're gambling with house money. It's amazing, isn't it? It's incredible. It's amazing. Okay, here we go. Here we are. Oh, baby. Oh, babes. Here we go. Ham and cheese. Yes, babies. Ham and cheese on a toasted sesame seed bagel with a bunch of Felipe's hot mustard sauce in there. It sure smells awful darn nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Very nice. Let's go, Bagel Familia. Let's get this market going up. We're down 230 right now, okay? 230, 234. Let's see how the Dow does in the next 5-10 minutes. Maybe it'll improve a little bit. That would be just fine with everyone around here. No problem. Let's figure that one out. Welcome, everyone, to Delicioso. This is really nice. There's another little piece of news out there that some media is picking up, some media is ignoring. It's about the ban on exports out of China by China of rare earth minerals. Something like 85% of all the rare earth minerals that the Western world. We're talking stuff like lithium, and we're talking about other materials to make the batteries for electric cars and high-end metals and stuff have been banned for export out of China. They're not allowing it out of the country. Like America won't allow high-end chips into China, China will not allow rare earths out. So that's a scramble on all kinds of rare earths out there.
Salton Sea. They're bringing
something out of the Salton Sea. I think lithium.
Lithium. Yeah. Lithium and other.
I wonder how they like that earthquake.
There are a number of organizations who have funded prototype lithium extraction plants. I don't know how to say it in a very nice, concise way. Right here, 20 miles from this condo in the Salton Sea. On the entire planet of the world, the Earth, under the Salton Sea, just 20 miles away, the Earth's mantle is closest to the surface, because the mantle isn't in a nice basketball in the middle of the Earth itself. It is a non-circular thing, and the mantle is just under the surface of the Salton Sea. If you ever go there, you can get a tour where they have these bubbling mud pots where 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the Earth's surface is bubbling up hot steam and whatnot through these mud pits because they've melted this sand into mud. It smells awful, like rotten eggs. Yellowstone is another example of the Earth's mantle being near the surface. There's a super volcano just under Yellowstone National Park. Salton Sea is a very active geological zone, and there are geothermal electrical plants out there that they're not on the sea itself. They're inland a bit, but they've drilled down below the sea to tap into the heat of the mantle to drive a concoction of water and other minerals to a hot temperature, and then it gets shoved through a pipe to a generator that produces electricity. Well, what they've done now is they've created an addition to some of these places. They're now putting in the ability to collect the hot minerals that are coming up into the Salton Sea. It's filled with brine and salt and other chemicals, and they're collecting very hot material underneath the Salton Sea by pipe, and it's being pumped into a factory again right by the Salton Sea to separate the materials in there. Lithium is extracted along with other rare earth chemicals, and the heat of that's being generated from this stuff is heating up steam, turning water into steam to generate electricity to do all this, to separate out all this stuff. So it's a power plant that produces electricity and collects this material to separate the material into all kinds of components, and then the brine is collected, the leftover brine is brought back down under the surface and redeposited there without the lithium in it. And so this self-generating power station lithium generator they are being built, and they're now building them to make more electricity than they need to get the lithium out. The extra electricity is going into the grid of Southern California. And so they're talking about a very major set of plants that will produce tons of lithium and other rare earths and a lot of electricity, all from the heat of the Earth itself, without causing nuclear waste, diverting rivers, putting up windmills everywhere. It's kind of a silent generator of wealth. That's what's going on just 20 miles from here. And Apple is in on it. Google is in on it. Amazon is in on it. Elon Musk is in there with his investment companies. And I bet you there are a number of universities in the United States that are also funding this stuff. And this is some of the funding that universities are fighting for from the Trump administration right now, where the Trump administration is telling universities what to teach and how to teach it. And some of these universities are saying, you're not telling us how to do this. We're a private institution. You don't tell us what to teach and how to teach it. And the Trump people are going, well, we're going to cut off your funding. We're just going to hold back money. And so there's a big pissing match going on over there. You know all about it. You're hearing all about it. I'm just mentioning it. All right, I'm going to eat some more of this bagel because it's delicious. We're only down 202 on the Dow. We're going up.
Is there enough volatility on that? To opening up those sinuses, getting the brain stimulated?
Nope.
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 I give it like a circle around.
I taste it.
I can smell it. Mm-hmm.
But it's not.
It's not kicking you?
I'm not hitting that.
Okay.
Getting that hit.
That kicking the bum.
You're being very careful with it.
Okay.
Which is fine. But it could use a bit more.
Okay.
Next time.
There you go.
It's all good. Welcome all. Dude, just to give you an idea of the insane premium on MSTR, a call at the money out 7 days pays $1,500. The gamblers are in this stock. I'm going to take their money. There you go. Larry, bagel. Andrea, Delicio, yes, you got it, Uncle B. Lisa, yes, 50% profit realized on Aspire, 15th August, $17 covered call. Thank you very much. Well done. We're going up. We're down 183. It's looking better. A little here, a little there. MSTR is up 536. That should be moving GameStop. GameStop has recovered a little bit. It's still down 30 cents. GameStop got down to 26.06. It's 26.40 now. So GameStop's getting better, but it hasn't gone green yet. This is delicious. We're down 210 again. Are we going to get a 210 drop and then we go up? We'll only be down 150, and then we'll be down 180, and then we'll only be down 130, and then we're going to be down 170, and then we're only going to be down 90 points. Is this going to happen now? We're going to get one of these 2 up, down one step, 2 up steps, down 1 step, 2 ups. Is this going to happen? I'm eating a bagel. It should happen, but we'll see. Oh, man. Fantastic. Love it. Super Micro, it's down 7 cents. It's trying to go up. It's getting ready to go. We got down to 31.71. We're at 33.41 on Super Micro. We've come a long way back. Jen sneezing. She's getting excited. The Felipe's is getting to her.
No, it's just my morning sneezing.
Giddy up, kids.
So why would Norwegian Cruise Line stop me up? And Carnival is up. Why?
I wouldn't be buying cruise ship stocks right now. No way. I expect this summer there will be a drop in cruising.
It was a high 16.
But by the fall and next winter, when we see repositioning going on, I think we're going to see a massive drop in bookings.
Cruise line stocks staged a mini comeback after a recent sell-off due to tariff and recession concerns. But if you're selling off the product that brings you in revenue, how can that be a good thing?
Not looking good. Cruise lines are going to be badly hit. Disney's going to be badly hit. Universal, SeaWorld, tourism into Washington, tourism into New York, Los Angeles, Vegas. Overseas tourists are shunning America right now. They're not coming in.
Oh, they've made charter agreements that include purchase options. Okay. they're going to rent their ship.
Mm. Tom is saying, I saw that they're relaxing the health requirement testings on cruise ships.
Yes.
Oh, it's a nightmare. This is a brewing storm of crap.
We're going to have a measles ship.
It's going to be really bad.
It's gonna be bad.
Ships in and out of America are not going to be subject to the surprise inspections from the CDC anymore. The CDC has had to lay off all these inspectors of cruise ships. They're going to use another department to inspect cruise ships, guys who don't know what they're doing. We're going to get norovirus outbreaks that are going to just soar because the cruise lines are going to get lazy now. They've lobbied Washington to get rid of these guys. They've paid enough to the super PACs, to the Trump team, to get rid of these supervisors so that they can just loosey-goosey run their cruise lines without interruption. Passengers are going to really pay the price, I think. I believe that what we're not going to get, actually, will be the actual numbers of how many passengers are getting ill on board ships until we have a massive, bad breakout of a certain kind of disease. And measles could be one of them. And that's what's really concerning. If a Disney family cruise ship breaks out with measles, with 4,500 passengers, 4,000 passengers, of which 2,000 are children, we are going to have ourselves a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. The lawyers are going to be busy forever. Andrea, I just bought back my 640.45 call credit spread on Meta. 70% credit. I'm a bagel believer, baby. There you go. We're down 150 on the Dow. We're going up. Mike H says, don't worry. Worm brain will handle it. Don't worry about it. Very concerned about cruise ship safety out of the U.S. We're already at record highs for the norovirus breakouts already going into now. This last 6 months have been bad already. Record numbers of norovirus. But now we're going to see what other nasty little viruses are going to show up unchecked on cruise ships. I don't know. Andrea, I think I'm going to write a new one. Yes, you should. I'm trying to write another call credit spread. You got it, sister. We're down 150 on the Dow. We're improving. 0.37 of a percentage point. That's it. Anyway, there you go. Lisa, how about 245% tariffs on needles and syringes from China? Good luck getting medicine into people's bloodstream. The other problem is the United States is dependent on antibiotics and other medicines from countries around the world, including China. And America does not have domestic production of pharmaceuticals to meet its needs. There's a real problem there.
Antibiotics do not work on viruses.
No, I'm just talking about medications, so I didn't want to say one. The American shortage of medical equipment, needles, syringes, all kinds of medicines that are, injected. It's woefully inadequate, and unfortunately, Americans have paid world record prices for medicines that should be 10 cents on the dollar. And the drug community is working as hard as it can to keep prices nice and high to maximize profits. And there will be lives lost going forward with this policy. It's not going to be good. Mm. This bagel is fantastic. We're down 130 on the Dow. We're going up again. The bagel is working. Well, we'll see if it can keep on going. We're up $6 on MSTR. GameStop down 25 cents. SoFi down just 15 cents. Poised to run, I would think. We're up a nickel on the Super Micro. We've gone green over there. Okay. Will we see any other green shoots show up anywhere else? Not sure if there's anything going to show. Netflix is up 226. It's gone green. Uber's only down a dime, so it could go green at any time. Unity is up. Enphase is up. IBM is up $1.35. What else? Anything else could go? Can anything else change here? Yeah, not yet. We'll watch this closely. Of course, another 50 Dow point improvement would help a lot. But remember, NASDAQ is down 296. It was down 300 something a while ago. That needs a 150 point recovery. And I don't know if we're going to get that out of NASDAQ with the chip issue, tariffs on chips. I don't know. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for joining me today from wherever you are. Tom, Ireland's largest pharma exports to U.S. are Botox and Viagra. I know that Bayer, the drug company Bayer, I want to say Switzerland-based. I don't think it's Germany-based, but it's certainly Europe. And other Swiss pharmaceuticals. There are some very large Swiss pharmaceutical companies that import to the U.S. medicines, critical cancer drugs, and it goes on and on and on and on. I mean, I'm not a medical guy, so forget it. Don't look to me for the expertise here, but I have read about the absolute vulnerability of the American healthcare system with respect to how dependent America is on drug imports. And China is a big one. And this is where I don't understand the tariff war. No need for it. There was no need for it. There were occasionally adjustments made to the tariff game, but this blanket, absolute, wide open assault is going to cause serious damage to Americans' standard of living and quality of life. And that is a fact. I'm certain of this. Just a guy in front of the computer. Don't want to talk politics. I just want to talk making money. The problem is people aren't going to be making as much money. And that somehow becomes political. And there you go. Welcome to this crazy party, pal. Sorry to say. Anyway, there you have it. Thank you all for joining in today. There it is. Kids, I'm going to see you tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time for Primetime Live with Uncle Bruce. If you're a Gold Bagel member of this channel, you're one of these kids here, join me tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern. Jen and I welcome you to the program. We'll keep an eye on how things are going. Andre, I'm thinking of $5.95 to $600 call credit spread on Meta that expires in 16 days. I can get my hands on a $40 credit doing a Meta spread. Now, Meta is trading at 509, and she's thinking 595 to 600. That's exactly what I want her to be doing. I want that kind of distance, 595 to 600 on a stock that's trading at 509.84 for 16 days. That is what you want to be looking at. $5 spread, 40-cent credit, 8% on your money for 16 days. If you could do this, you could do this 23 times a year. 24 times a year is a year. 16 days, 24 times, 365 days or so, give or take. You can do this Just think about using $500 to make $40 25 times. That's $1,000 you're going to make in a year with $500, 2 to 1. So if you're running a $10,000 limit on your spreads, you're going to make 20 grand a year for every 10 grand you got going. You have an account of $50,000 and you're running $10,000 credit spreads like this. Your 50 grand is going to be worth 100 grand. You're making 50,000 the first year, and you're compounding it as the year goes on. I'm only talking about the raw number here. I would bet you could take 10 grand and turn it into 25, 30,000 by compounding the number in the first year. The 30,000 in the second year will compound to 90 grand, $85,000 from what did I say? 10? Not bad. Jeff Glass, neat. I'll try to be on time tonight, says Jeff Glass. Andrea, it's magic. Laugh out loud. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. It's just magic. I find these trades, just like you said. I go out 15% above the market. I go out a couple of weeks in time. I go out 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks. I find these beautiful credit spreads. I'm putting them on. I'll put up 5 grand to do 10 of these, bring in $400 in credit, and fold my arms and watch them die. This is fantastic, man. Absolutely brilliant. I sleep well at night. I sleep very comfortably. Kids, look, the lessons are $200 each and are on sale right now for $150 each. You do 10 of these spreads right here, 10 of these particular spreads. You're bringing in $400. My classes are a joke. You're going to do this for the rest of your life, not once. You don't have to buy a class every time you do this trade. You buy the class one time. You watch it as many times as you want, and you do trades like this for the next 25 years of your life. You will be a multimillionaire with not a lot of cash to start with. Mark my words. My goodness. I'll try. Christina, whoops, 142 on the thumbs up. Charlie, thank you, Uncle Bruce. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tonight. Thank you all for that. Thanks for joining me. On the question of the day and the thumbs ups, thank you again. 147 responders today on the question of the day. And on the thumbs ups right now, 142. Thank you again for coming through on a down day, giving us thumbs ups. It's not easy getting people to motivate them to give us a thumbs up on a lousy session, but I appreciate it. Like I said, doesn't matter if the market goes up or down, especially when the markets go down. Call credit spread writers, laugh and giggle and high five, and they're happy campers, making 6, 8, 10% on their money in very short periods of time, only to turn around and do another set of credit spreads yet again, because it's that easy. It's because it's that easy they're doing it. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Dude, we'll catch up with you. Jen and I are going to say our goodbyes in 3, 2, 1. Bye.